Strive for improvement, time for the blueprint. Minds to elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. We've only scratched the surface, know this call is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up, let's grow.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. I hope you're doing well wherever you are listening to us. We thank you guys. Keep putting in the work. Keep growing, guys. That's what's so exciting. I don't care what's going on around the world. I don't care what's happening today. You can shift your perspective and you can make the rest of your day fire. You can make tomorrow fire. Yeah. And that's what's awesome, guys. One of the biggest things about today's story is we're going to be interviewing Saul Belmontes with Belmontscapes. He's a local lawn maintenance landscape guy down here in South Florida. And he has a few things to talk about today. Testimony, things that are going on, immigration, different things that we're going to be touching on today. So I feel this podcast is going to be exciting. And we're going to get to relate and understand just what's going on in the industry just a little bit more, especially here locally. So, my bro, God bless you, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, man. I love it, man. I love the community, bro, and I love speaking with people like you every single day. It makes everything just so much better that day.
Yes, sir.
So, talk to me, man. You are in landscaping. You were telling me earlier that your pops has a nursery, yes, and that's
sir.
where you started. Okay, so you're a second generation Mexican American.
Yes, sir.
And you're out here making it happen.
Yeah.
Family man, everything else. So talk to me. You grew up working with your pops. You grew up planting, learning about plants, learning about that whole process.
The whole process. And
how did you shift from, let's say, working with him to now doing your own thing?
Well, when my dad opened his business in 2003, he bought 6-acre land, planted plants and all that stuff. So we, as brothers, we all gathered and started a new business.
How many brothers?
I have one brother and two sisters. So we all gathered on the weekends, trying to plant plants, taking out, clean up.
So you were, what, 15?
Yeah, straight out of high school. Just graduated.
Right 18. Okay.
So taking out old plants, the weeds and stuff like that. My brothers and I learned the business, how the plants were, the name of it and stuff like that. So
you left there to go do plumbing.
And started that trade. And then by the time it was 2015-16, I went back, helped them out. From right there, the clients used to come, gather some plants. And then my dad never offered delivery. Okay. So he came up to me and said, oh, I could deliver the plants. So I took the plants to the client's house. And then we're like, oh, I don't know where I should put these plants. And
so these are homeowners?
Yeah, homeowners.
So homeowners would go to your dad's nursery.
Buy the plants.
They would buy plants, and they needed it delivered. So your dad's like, hey, you want to go do this?
Yeah, because my dad, he's still old-fashioned. He doesn't know how to use GPS. So he said, hey, Saul, go ahead. So I said, oh, okay. So
you went and delivered, and you get there, and they're like, hey, where should I put these plants?
Yes. So I had a little paper drawing it, the design from the house and stuff like that. So look, this plant looks better here. The other plant looks better here, the palm here. So I like your idea. So I put the plants in the palm where it's supposed to be, planted them, and they loved it. So from right there, I knew like, hey, this is easy. So
that's awesome. So that's where the light bulb turned on for you.
Yeah.
What I like about that is, and I'm gonna ask you this question: Did they ask you to do that? Like, did they tell you to go put the plants, or that's something that just came out of you to go extra mile?
It came out of me, because they had the landscaper. So
they had a landscaper already.
So, but the homeowner said, "Oh, he's coming on next week," and that. So, can you help us where it looks better? So that's from right there. I gave her some suggestions. This plant looks better here because it takes sun, and this plant is shady. It should be in a shady area. So stuff like that they didn't know.
And stuff that you learned by being around the nursery.
Yes.
So that's good, man. That's how opportunities look. Everything that has transpired since that day was because that happened. You basically. You did something out of gratitude.
Yeah.
And look at what's happening. Now you're a landscaper. Yeah. So then from there, you keep on. So now you got inspired. Something hit you. And what happened from there? You're working at your dad's. You did the delivery. You get back, and you're like, oh, I want to start doing landscaping. And you went into what, lawn maintenance, or you went into full-blown landscaping? What did you start doing?
First, I started doing lawn maintenance.
Okay.
I had one client from right there. He had like half an acre. So I started with an old-fashioned standard that only had one size level. So if he would have asked me, cut me 2 inches, I couldn't.
You couldn't.
Because that was 3 inches.
Okay.
So
And you were still around 15, or were you?
How old
I
were
was
you?
already 17.
17,
2
18.
years later.
Yeah.
that day.
From right there, I was little by little. I got my first client, second, and stuff went like that. And yeah, I decided to sell that lawnmower. And you know what? I had a talk to my dad. "Look, I'm planning to do this, and can I use your name?" Meanwhile, I built mines.
Okay.
And my dad said, "No, go ahead, do what you got to do." From right there, I went to John Deere, purchased my first zero turn.
Oh, under his, so he co-signed for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got my first 48 from right there. The rest is history.
Wow. So your dad believed in you, and it's awesome that your dad was there, man. You know, at some point to be there, like you are with your daughter now, showing her how to do the lawnmower and everything. For you guys, this was before we jumped on the podcast. He has three kids, 2 daughters and a son, and his oldest child is 8 years old. And she drives a zero turn. She puts it in and out of the trailer. She can cut. She can get close to things.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's all stemmed from him trusting her. So that's the same thing, man. The same trust that your dad showed you,
Yeah.
you're now showing your daughter,
Showing it to my
which
daughter.
is building confidence in her. That's what
Yeah.
your dad built in you. Where you're like, he's like, yeah, this is very important.
And how many
Better not
years-
mess up my credit.
How many years have you been in business now?
Me as a Belmontscape, going on 4 years.
Yeah.
But in total with your dad's?
Well, my dad, I started using his name was in 2017.
Yeah. So yeah,
You've been in it for a few years.
you've been in it
Yeah.
for a few years. But as a business, you're 4. So you're like right in the middle of what we always talk about, the 5 years. If you make it 5 years, then you ain't going nowhere. Unless you make some really bad moves.
Yeah, no, the beginning with my dad, it was just Saturday and Sunday because I was doing plumbing Monday to Friday. So I was working basically 7 days throughout 2017 and when COVID hit.
Hustling.
Yeah,
Yeah. And with kids.
yeah.
Yeah. So the sacrifice. One
The
word.
first,
That,
the first one was exciting, but then it got tough on me
Yeah.
on the first one.
what, the first baby?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? You want to talk about that?
No, that's gonna be part of the testimony.
That's part of the. Why don't jump in, bro?
Okay. When I was working in plumbing, it was Hurricane Irma.
Okay.
It hit. We had no light, no gas for at least good 1 or 2 weeks. The plumbing company was on Miami, so I couldn't get to work. I had no clothes to wash. There was nothing.
Okay.
And I told my boss, "Hey, I can't show up because there's no gas and stuff like that." So I was like, "Oh, if you don't come, then that's it." And so they let me go. So I was right there just looking for work. And then bills was piling up. Car payment. My daughter was barely 3 months. My wife, she works in a school. It was some summer also. She wasn't working.
Wow.
So
Yeah, because there's 2 months,
Yeah.
no pay.
first month, second month, and then the third month was hitting. And then rent, the car payment, all that stuff. So bills was just hitting up. So I'm like, man, something got to pop out. And I only had like 1 or 2 clients, so that was not enough to pay the bills. On that time, I was already like 24. From right there, I spoke to my mom. We always gather. I told my problems to my dad and my mom, and they're church people. So she said, you just gotta talk to God and sit down, pray. So I said, okay. That night I just got on my knees, prayed. I said, all I ask is for work. That's all. Get back on my feet
For work.
and pay my bills, and I promise you, I'll try to change. So from right there, I went to Facebook on the marketplace. Irma destroyed Key Largo, whole bunch of stuff, trees down. So I was searching for work, and then I see a sign. Oh, cutting. I need someone to cut trees. They have to have their own chainsaw. Willing to pay $30 an hour. I was like, oh, hopefully I get this job. I signed. I said I have experience on lawn maintenance, landscape, cutting trees. Right there, he sent me a message. Oh, show up on Monday. Showed up, and from right there, cutting trees from 7 in the morning to 7 at night till.
Wow, look at the blessing God
Yeah.
gave you.
And then from right there, one of my old friends from plumbing called me. Oh, they're hiring in Ocean Reef. So I said, you want to jump on it? I'm like, yeah, let's go. I sent my resume and stuff like that. So there was another one. So I got hired from that, the cutting trees. So that was right there, working 7 days. And from right there, everything is history. I started my own business. Until this day, I haven't stopped working. So,
Bro, the word that has been a word I've been speaking about is sacrifice. And man, that unlocks so much. You know, when you sacrifice for others and you sacrifice for what God wants you to do.
yeah.
And you pray for work, and you had to sacrifice a lot, but he hasn't stopped giving you work. What a blessing, man. So from there, you have your 3 kids, and you opened up your landscape business, now having a lot more confidence. And how's it been, man? How's that journey been?
The beginning was tough because I was trying to buying the equipment. I only had a 48.
Okay.
That's it. I didn't have a trailer, so I was investing. I had money saved, so I was investing in a used trailer.
You were buying everything cash.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
the way it should be.
Except for the mower. The mower was payment, so that's what helped me a little bit.
Okay.
So with those clients and stuff like that, I was gathering money and buying a used trailer and stuff, everything. From right there, things were starting picking up. Then a new trailer with a new Isuzu and stuff like that. My first year was pretty good as a owning a business. I bought myself my first bucket truck cash.
Okay.
So things was going well. I was talking to one of my cousins. They said, "Oh, you know, if you're starting a business, you gotta advertise. Once you start going on the road, you want people to see the company. And then you get calls, you get more clientele." I'm like, "You're right. Let's start doing this." So he said, "Oh, how many trucks you have?" And stuff like that. For now, I have this and this. And they said, "Oh, let's do it."
Who was this? Your cousin David?
My cousin David.
Shout out to David. Rapid Science.
Rapid Science. Yeah. So from right there, we would just tell him, "Oh, you need to get some shirts. You need to get some stuff like that, so the guys could look good." I said, "Okay, let's give it a try." So one thing about me, I like to have my guys uniform and well represented for when we go to a client's house. The client feels comfortable. Who's cutting the yard.
Yeah.
So having everybody in uniform, doing the right stuff.
Makes them feel like part of the team too.
Yeah. And making the service how it's supposed to be, clean, well representative, and in and out everywhere we go.
And what I like about it is your pants also have the logos.
Yeah.
It's different. Most people only do shirts. So you guys are doing complete outfits for
Complete
your guys.
outfits so the clients can feel comfortable. Once Belmont goes to their house, they're like, "Oh, these guys, they have the same people. They don't change." Every time, because constantly in reality it's hard to find workers, so clients see new guys and they feel uncomfortable. So with me, having guys in uniform and the clients know them, that's what I like. Guys being well dressed.
That's a good technique. Like, just if you really think about it, the customer always sees their full outfits.
Their full outfits.
Really nice.
Where it doesn't really matter if they know their face, but the outfit they recognize as well.
Yeah, no, and it looks good. They show up to the house, they're like, "Oh, come in, we know that you're
Yeah, come in the backyard, you're good.
Yeah.
No, that's a big thing, confidence and comfort. You want people to feel, remember, you're in their space.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to do landscapings, I would be nervous. There'll be a lady tanning in the back. So you're like, I tell the guys, don't look at her, because you gotta respect, man.
Respect, and you got your profession right there. You come to do one thing. If you go in the back, you do trimming, focus on that
What you're doing.
on that job. Trim and clean and.
Don't be looking around too much.
Yeah.
And especially now today. Back then there wasn't cameras like there is today.
How it is today, all around the houses,
all over the place. So you got to be on point. You can't just go to the restroom in the trees. You gotta do all that stuff hidden. So you said it's hard to get guys. That's a topic that we've touched on a bunch of times. How do you see that right now, the way just everything is with guys? And you have a story also, another thing that happened to you recently. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But
the guys that I have, they've usually been with me for 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
That's when I started. So all my clients, they know about them. They're comfortable. And I told them that story since Friday, because last Thursday I was heading to the Keys, and the state trooper randomly just stopped us for a inspection. I make sure every time I get out the office, lights, the trailer chains to be crossed, everything working. So one day we get, so I won't have no problems. Have this fire extinguisher. That's what they asked for the inspection. So everything was well. Then the state trooper turned around and went to my the passenger side and asked for IDs. And then he looked at the back, and that's when he called everybody for IDs. So that from that moment, I already knew that something was going to happen. So the state trooper said that the law had changed, so that they had to check everybody for IDs when they stopped.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
So that's the current law.
Yeah.
So you get pulled over, you better have your ID with you.
Yeah. Yeah, because he didn't check for registration, none of that. Just inspection and then IDs.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he tell you why he pulled you over?
Oh, for inspection.
For inspection. Okay. They do that. For those of you guys that are local, just so you know, they're on Eureka on 184 and Chrome. They're over there every day.
On 8th Street.
And 8th Street too?
Yeah, remember one.
Yeah, and 8th Street too. Yeah, they're out there all the time, just looking for
Key Largo
anybody.
is a hot spot right now.
Oof. Key Largo, guys, if you go to the Keys, drive 1 mile an hour under the speed limit. No matter how many people get upset at you. That way you don't get pulled over.
Yeah, so once that happened, they took my guys. I told them,
So they took the guys.
they took my guys,
And why'd they take the guys? They couldn't provide ID?
They had IDs for, one of them had from Mexico, one from Guatemala, but it was not enough for, they needed a Florida ID.
Okay.
So they didn't have that. The cop told me, oh, you know, you have people with no papers. So I'm like, I know I have people with no papers. You know, they're guys just want to work.
Mm-hmm. These are the guys that show up to work. Yeah.
Every day. So he said, oh, we're going to have to take them. There's a new law that passed, and they don't have the papers. They don't have nothing. So
state troopers are doing it. Not everyone's talking about ICE. And
state troopers, I think they signed something that they're taking people. So they took my guy. So that day, once they arrest them, so I hugged all my guys. I said, man, this is the last time we will see each other.
Wow.
But I try my best, you know, to take y'all out. I'll do whatever I can for my guys, because they know my whole system. They know how I started. They know the clientele.
3-4 years. Yeah. These are family.
Yeah.
These are your boys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because constantly I'm with them Monday through Saturday. More than I be home. So they're my guys. So I told them I try my best, whatever. Even for y'all, as of right now, when I started back looking for people, and man, it's hard to find. With experience, you get calls. Oh, I got experience. Once you show them to a job, they can't crank a blower or edger.
Oh yeah, like that?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, wow, man. I'm like, you know, it is what it is. Let's try them out and let's see. That's when I was like, man, I gotta start all over again.
And this was 2 weeks ago.
Last week, yeah.
So by the time this podcast comes out, this is gonna be like another month and a half. But it's been, for you guys listening, this happened about 7 weeks ago.
From right there, just trying to find people, try to get the thing moving back again, because I can't stop. Clients are waiting.
How many clients you have right now? Like yards that you're cutting?
I do commercial and residential. So I have, for residential, I have like 64 clients.
64 clients residential that you have to come through.
And then I have like 9 commercial jobs.
9 commercial. And it's rainy season. So it's not the winter that you can get away with things.
It's constantly now, there's rainy season that, you know.
Like even if you were to do it 24 hours a day, you wouldn't be able to even touch it.
No.
So before you guys move forward, so what's the process of that? Like, did they tell you what you could do for your guys?
Yeah.
Nothing. They haven't told me nothing. From right there, I was trying to gather some information, because this is my first time witnessing this.
This is new for everybody.
So I was in shock, man. I was like, damn. I was crying at my dump by myself. Like, came with my guys, and I'm leaving with no one. Yeah. So
this is you driving back
home, because I got like 13 yards. I can't do nothing by myself.
No, yeah.
I need 4 or 5 guys.
You need to find a clear mind quick.
Yeah. So I went home, spoke to my wife about it, what happened, and then I posted to Safe People. I posted on social media, say, hey, look,
this just happened to me.
This just happened to me, and then just make sure y'all have your IDs so that won't happen to y'all. Had a lot of landscapers reaching out to me, say, hey, this really happened to you? You're messing around? No, this is happening. You know, this is my first time that, you know, something happens, because I've never been caught before, stopped, stuff like that. I'm clean guy, just work.
And it's not something, and let's say this too, it's not something that you want. It's something that you don't have a choice, because no one else shows up for work. You get me? So it's not about the paper situation when it comes to like what you have to do. It's just about having the people that want to get it done. Yeah. You know?
Wow, so you haven't been able to hear from them or anything like
that? I put a lawyer, and one of my old that started with me decided just to sign the papers. As of right now, he texts me. He's already in Mexico.
Okay.
But he decided, he said, let me just take a break, give you a call, so we can see if we can work a visa out future. Yeah. I said, okay, I help you. Whatever you need, and you want to come back, we try to do it the right way. And then I have 3 guys that they have court next week on the 26th.
So they're just pretty much holding them.
They're holding them in there, and hopefully they could get out. Wow. And once they get out, then
they could figure things out.
No, but from there, I feel like even if they get out, there's still other things that are in place. I think it's only buying them time, because things have. We got to see what happens with all of this, because this is a big topic that no one wants to talk about. So I'm proud of you, bro, for bringing it up and talking about it. You know, because it's the reality of what it is. We did a podcast with Marta Vega, and what was it on the Google search, Eddie? It was 65%.
Yeah, something like that.
65%, according to Google, agriculture, horticulture, are undocumented. You know, so it's like something that no one wants to talk about, but it is a reality for a lot of people in the industry. and it's not, it's not that it's anybody's fault other than people need workers.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, and the things that I'm getting out through because I have a group chat. I talk to the landscaper. I said, look, this is what happened to me, and then one of my friends from landscape said, oh, if you need help, we're here to help.
That's awesome.
So I say, if you need an extra guy, I'll give him to you. Meanwhile,
wow,
you gather yourself.
Who was that?
My friend Walter. So I know him from a long time.
What's his landscape?
Walter Landscape. So we always. Walters.
Shout out to Walters Landscaping, man.
So we always communicate.
That's a brother there, man.
Yeah, we always help each other out.
That's fine, man.
So we when he buys something, he say, look, is it worth it? You got clients for it, so we buy stuff and try to see if it works out.
So he's the friend that God sent that you can talk to about your business things.
Business.
You feel comfortable bouncing things off each other.
Ask him questions, stuff.
That's awesome, man.
I bought my first skid steer when it was Ian hit Fort Myers.
Oh,
I bought
wow.
my first skid steer, and I'm like, hey, should I buy it or not? Man, I might use it only for 2 weeks. If we go over there, it's a lot of money. And he said, no, just buy it. Every time that it hits hurricane season,
you have it.
I have it, or for any job site, on rock installation, makes jobs easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and bought it with that confidence. So, and then same thing with the wood chipper. I bought me a brand new wood chipper.
He inspired you to do that?
Just to have things, if you're in the business,
mm-hmm.
and that's what you focus on,
mm-hmm.
get it, because you might not need it now, but you will need it when the job comes out.
Be like Mr. Walters, okay? Because that guy fed into him. Be that guy. So shout out to you, my brother. God bless you.
It's a valid point. I think it's a great time for landscapers to come together.
Yeah.
Especially
and it is
during this time where uncertainty, a lot of things are happening. A lot of we don't know what's going on. And as you see, you were going just to a job site and you get pulled over. This is also brand new, and it's kind of crazy and scary. It's a good time for the landscape community to actually come together
to gather up. And if someone needs a hand, hey, I got an extra guy that I'm not using for that job site, help them out. So I think that's good. That us landscapers gather a little bit more and help each other out. If they need equipment, I don't have this equipment. The rental place is expensive. Help a brother out.
Everything, man. There's so much opportunity. Yeah, there's guys that are slow, and then another guy might need the equipment. Lease him the equipment, rent him the equipment for the week. It's gonna get beat up. It's gonna get beat up if you use it. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But no, help is what I see that people need to come together in, and this is another great time to put your trust and faith in God, man.
Yeah.
Because He's the one that controls it at the end of the day. If you look at it like that, that's how we move over here. So that's how we're gonna speak. And it's powerful, man. Like, where are you at right now? So right now, your guys, you have 3 in the detention center, 1 left, and you picked up some new guys.
I picked up some 2 new guys.
Okay.
And that have experience, so teaching them little what the client wants,
mm-hmm.
and
tedious, the little things,
the little details and stuff like that. So this week has been pretty smooth.
Okay.
So I'm getting back to there and see what the results of my other guys that I have.
Okay. No, man, it's just so much that goes into it. And training, you got to train everybody again.
Mm-hmm.
I would look at it as an opportunity, man, to feed into these guys. Yeah. And for you to grow as well, man. Like I said before, like you just coming over here is you growing as a person. That feeling is growth.
Yeah.
And like everything that you're experiencing now, man, it is to look at the positive in it. Because there's always a reason why things shift.
Yeah. And
at the moment, we think it's for something bad. But we don't know that it's actually for good, mm-hmm. if you look at it that way. Yeah. So, bad things happen over here every day.
Yeah.
Bombs drop. Everybody listening, you guys have bombs dropping every single day. Yeah. And it's like, what are you going to control? What are we going to do? No, man, we can't do that, man. We can't live life like that. No. Like you said, it was so much having your babies and then having to work and then having no money. And then, it's so much. How do you get out of that, man? You said a prayer. I got you out of it.
You got me out of it.
Okay, but it's not just the prayer; it's the sacrifice.
The sacrifice we take.
Putting your trust in God, man.
Trust.
You're trusting God, bro, and then sacrificing things for Him, because that's what it is, man. You got to make a promise. You got to keep.
Yeah.
And then what I love about God is He keeps us accountable, because wherever we are, He watches us.
Yeah.
So you got to be in line wherever you're at, man. And the idea is to shut off, and grow, man. change, become better.
Become a better person.
Yeah, become better.
It's such a sensitive topic too in regards to the immigration, because a lot of these people are friends, and they become family.
Family, man.
And
Forget about friends; they're family.
Yeah, they're family, and it's like in this industry, especially, people are just looking for work. These are people that want to work and are trying to get ahead in life. And yes,
I would say 99% of the ones that run through the industry are clean, are fire, are amazing people.
So it's very, it's very unfortunate, this the way that things are being done. We understand that it's the law, illegal, it's one thing, but the way that it's being done, I feel like, there's a lot of sensitivity.
Oh, we all have different ways of how it feels, I at the end of the day, you have to just make it happen with what you can,
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Everyone has a journey. Everyone has a path. So like I've told different people, I tell them, brother, if God wants you over there, then that's where you're going to be, bro.
Yeah.
He needs you over there. So if you walk by faith, it's not, it's bad, right? And I don't want to make it look like it's that easy. But it should be, how do I look at this in a positive way?
Yeah.
God wants me over here to go do this. God doesn't want those guys with you anymore. He's going to bring you new guys. So those new guys, you're going to be able to feed into these new guys. You're going to inspire them. You're going to change their life. You're going to get inspired.
Yeah.
You're going to change your life. So that's how I look at that. Because if not, everything else is negative. And in the moment is the most brutal thing, that can happen. So you don't know how to feel, and then we're human. It's okay. You can feel you can feel bad. It's good to feel bad. You need to feel the whole thing.
The whole thing.
But now you've had 2 weeks, you're more at peace. You have some guys. God send you some guys. You keep working.
I'm still right there,
and look at the brotherhood and the fellowship that you witnessed, that you got to experience, the love.
Yeah.
People reaching out to you. They don't have to reach out to you. They're gonna be like, look at this guy.
True, yeah.
Right? But they didn't do that. So shout out to all you people that actually come through, man. Be that guy. Be that Walters guy. Be him. Reach out. Share the love, man, because it's happening over here today. It can happen to you tomorrow. And then when you go to post something, don't nobody tell you nothing, and you're going to feel it just as hard.
Yeah.
That's why you can't point.
And with that being said, what do you see for the future of the green industry? You see everything that's going on today. Do you think things are going to get more expensive? Do you think work is going to be harder? Like,
from your position,
I think it's going to get hard because you won't find that the labor and then the people that has the
manpower,
the papers and stuff like that. They're asking a little bit more with no experience. I'm witnessing it now. When I was trying to hire, how much are that? And they're boosting up the thing. So and our thing, if they're the labor is getting more expensive, then I gotta increase the
rates,
the prices.
So everything, you want to touch on this?
No, this is a very
this is the moment. It's scary, man. Right? You don't know what's gonna happen.
No, because once you start increasing, you got that client that is like,
push it back.
Should I keep going with you? Because or there's another landscaper that has their guys for such a low rate and stuff like that. So you're like right there that you don't know what to do.
You think it's a shift is coming.
Yeah.
Well, there is a shift coming, and that's why I feel like you gotta have God on your side.
Yeah.
Or you gotta be on His side, because during the change, that's where you can feel like crap, and you can get discouraged, and you can feel depressed, and you can feel all these different things. That you gotta have a peace of mind, and for me, the only way to do it is have a relationship. But I see everything climbing. Everything's gonna climb.
Everything's getting smooth and
listen, that the inevitable would be that you would have to, let's say, to do it right, you gotta get guys with papers. Those guys want more money. Are they gonna perform? That's the biggest thing, because that's what everybody says. Oh yeah, you can get this guy for more money. You're gonna have to charge him more money. He's gonna work half as hard. That's true. What is gonna be the standard, the new standard? We don't know. We have to wait. Okay, but it could be that, and it could be that you charge twice as much for your yards than you do now. It could be that some people are gonna have really tall grass. They're gonna call you every 6 months, and you're gonna have to charge them, 6 months of cutting grass to cut it once because it's 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
You're gonna witness a lot of different things. You might shift into another neighborhood, Now this might push into the upscale neighborhood. I don't know what's going to happen. I know that here with the plant industry, collectively, the prices have to click up all at once. And
if it comes to that point.
If it comes to that point, but I see it possibly, happening. When you look at the percentages, like I said, there are things. So like you don't have guys. They take out everyone here. No one has work. You can get a HB1, B2, B3, B4 program where you get people from other countries that come with a work visa to work here. And each one is categorized in a different type of package. Some you got to have a house for them. Yeah. Some you got to feed them. Some they can do their own thing. They just got to report to you every day.
Yeah.
And they do this for 6 months. There's downfalls. One of them being how much it costs, because it costs more than what labor is available today, which scares a lot of people. But that's just one of the reasons that prices are going to click up. But then there's also a lot of things too, like just in, let's say, Dade County, me that I sit on these other boards, I sit on the FNGLA board. One thing that we talk about there is like working housing for guys. It's not permitted in Miami-Dade County. We're the largest horticulture county in the country. Miami-Dade County, there's no other county with as many nurseries as we have. Okay, so if people want to jump on this program where you get somebody, but you got to house them, where are you going to house them? Yes. So then rent costs double of what it cost 3 years ago. So what are you going to do? So how much does that person cost you? It can cost $35 an hour. So then how do you justify that?
Click up the prices.
You click up the price, but then your whole life's going to change because your whole clientele is going to change. The guy that you cut lawns for now, he's not going to be, you've been cutting lawns for him for 8 years, it's over. You're not going to see him anymore. No. Me, the customer that we service, is not going to be able to, nope, sorry, man. And there's going to be a lot of shift. I don't like to look that far forward because we're not there. But if we were to talk about how things would happen, these are the things that I think about, that it's like, okay, we just got to come to a conclusion. We got to come together as a community. Yeah. Okay, I see a lot of community stuff, but I don't see it as much as I wish I saw it. Right. I wish there was a lot more community. I wish there was a lot more people getting together.
But we're also at the beginning of it too, don't forget. We're right now at the beginning of this transition.
Yeah, no, it's the beginning of a transition, but we don't know to what extent it's going to go. Yeah. So you can't throw yourself off a bridge, either.
And just to get the numbers right too, Google states that about 40% of hired crop workers are undocumented for the most part. About 42%.
Does it say there if they came in with a work visa?
No, it doesn't state that. And also around landscaping is around 21%. In 2002, it was reported that 1 in 5 landscapers are undocumented.
That is nationwide. Can you narrow it down to Florida? Because let's see what that number is.
It's still around this, around 47% estimates.
For landscaping?
Agriculture.
Agriculture. Now it went down.
Landscaping around 18%. That's what it's showing. But this is just data that's uncertain.
This is data that's uncertain. You're out there on the streets. You guys know what's up. And from there, the good thing is you picked up some guys and you're rolling, and just look at all of the things that we endure. Because I'm speaking to an industry here, so I can talk to you guys. Look at what everyone has to experience to be able to make it happen. A lot of people are experiencing it. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are nervous. There's gonna be a lot of opportunity coming up. There's gonna be a lot of everything coming up, and I feel like if you're not ready for change, if you're not in a peaceful place, you won't make it. There's too much. The burdens are too heavy to carry, man. You can't carry them on your own. The guys that came, you think those guys that showed up, they showed up because you did it, or you think they showed up because something else brought them?
The only thing I did, I just posted up on social, and I had a whole bunch, and just trying them out. And then there were some that knew how to defend themselves with 2 or 3 years experience, and once I put them on the property and told them their task, and they were capable of doing it. So those are the ones that get to stay, and then right there gather build a friendship and
from
start
there
rolling.
You got to build trust, honesty, all of those things. Make sure they don't steal from you. But look at what a landscaper, a lawn maintenance guy has to deal with. He has to hire new people. train him up. They can steal his tools. They can steal the truck.
Yeah.
You know, like, God knows what can happen, you know, but that's where faith comes in, you know. And if you have sacrificed for the man upstairs, he'll come through and make sure that they don't steal your truck.
Yeah.
Don't make sure if they're going to steal the truck, the key don't work now. What happened? The battery died. Oh, why'd the battery die? Because they were going to steal your truck, and God ain't going to let that happen.
Right. Well, true.
Because you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's why it's so important. All right, so now where's your mind at today? Focused on continuing with what you got on your plate, or you're thinking of scaling back? Well, where are you at right now for Belmont?
As of right now, well, I'm building a new crew. Do the same thing that I was doing: tree service, lawn maintenance, landscape. Continue. So, as of this week, everything's been flowing the right way. So I'm glad that it is getting better instead of the worse. So for the future, I think there's a lot.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I have a lot of projects coming up already by August and stuff. New landscaping, commercial landscaping. So
Nice.
So good things.
Good things in the works. One of the biggest things that I see, man, or that stands out to me is you had reached out to jump on the podcast, and I didn't know you were David's family. So I went on social media, I looked at your stuff, and down at the bottom you had pictures with him in a helicopter. And I was like, oh, this guy must know David. They must be family. So David had recently done a sign for us. We owed him some money, but it had been like 2 weeks, and he hasn't sent me the bill. So I called him. I'm like, David, did you hit the lottery? You know, we're laughing back and forth or whatever. I told him, send me the bill. And he's like, I was like, hey, do you have a cousin or a brother or somebody that is called Belmontscapes? He's like, oh, that's my cousin. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, because he reached out, he's going to jump on. He wants to be a guest on the podcast. He's like, oh, I told him he needs to go do that or whatever. And then he told me what had happened the day before we talked on the phone. And he told me about your guys and everything. And I was like, man, this is rough. I was like, but please tell him, if you talk to him, to make it over here, because I know it'll be powerful for him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want him to get discouraged. I want him to fire up inside. So the fact that you're here today, I want to commend you, bro, because I know it's tough to come out of your shell and do things that you're not normally used to. I want you to look at it as the same thing when you go get that first client, where you got to walk up to that guy and you might feel nervous, and you don't know what to say, but you just say the right things, and the guy says yes, and you're like, okay. You know, you go growing as a person, you know. So when you feel that intimidation, or you feel like you want to crawl in a shell, but you actually stay out of your shell, all of these are moments that are building you. They build your character. They build your confidence. They build all of these different things that I commend you, brother. No, regardless of what you have going on, you have two guys right now that neither of them are foremen. Neither of them are managers. And you're here today, Friday, because you know how important it is to be here.
Yeah, as of right now, well, now I've been, I'm always dealt with clients, sending invoice, doing estimates, going around. So now I'm doing the majority. And now I'm driving the truck, sometimes doing the work, teaching them. So I'm doing a little bit everything as of right now.
Yeah, but what I love about that, brother, is that you are sacrificing. You're serving, bro. You know, look at it as God's letting you go back into the field, man. There might have been things that weren't 100% because you were slacking off on. You don't know why he put you back in the field.
Or paying attention to.
Paying attention to, yeah. You know?
Yeah, now you could fix your process and the way you do things. You know how you want things done.
Yes,
better,
there's a reason. There's a positive reason of why you're on that lawnmower, why you're driving around, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. The one thing that, like, you look at social media today and everything's got to be up and up. Where are the guys that are struggling right now? You know who they are. They're not posting anymore.
Yeah, because they're out hustling right now.
Yeah, hustling right
they're
now.
Out on their lawnmower. They're out doing what they got to do.
They're hustling, yeah, and they don't want people to see that.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, that's the strongest moments.
Yeah, sometimes you got to have the goods and the bads. It always comes like that.
And that's the reality. Yeah. But people don't like to show it.
They don't like to show it.
And I love the fact that you're here, bro, doing it regardless. And you gave your testimony, you gave your story, and it's just amazing, bro. It's fire. You know, I wish nothing but the best for you guys.
He's positioning himself as the future, what he has to come, what he's working
Yeah.
towards, and
And
growth.
yeah. And if you are in the Miami-Dade, you service Miami-Dade and the Keys.
Yeah.
Okay. You're looking for somebody to take care of whatever you got going on. This gentleman can help you. If you're looking for someone that can maybe help you,
team with him.
tag team. There you go. You got Mr. Saul, bro. Thank you, my bro. God bless you. Thank you for coming, man. Thank you guys for listening. And you already know. Stay tuned to the next one's gonna be fire. God bless.
Time for the blueprint. Mindset elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. We've only scratched the surface, know this calling is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up. Let's grow.